Stephen A., considering what you saw LeBron just do, does your position on this year's MVP need to be revisited?
No. And I'm going to say that emphatically. No. I said that if the MVP vote was today, Kevin Durant should win by a landslide, and I stand by that. It's not to take anything away from LeBron James and what he's doing, but LeBron James has had his struggles throughout the season. Yeah, the numbers are there, but at the same time, there's been some inconsistent play with his defense. His conditioning, dare I say, isn't at peak level, according to what we're accustomed to seeing from LeBron James. And Kevin Durant has been absolutely surreal. The 11 consecutive games with 30-plus points, the 12 of the 14 games where he shot better than 52% from the field, the winning without the services of Russell Westbrook, elevating his game to another level both defensively and offensively. I don't think there's any question that Kevin Durant deserves league MVP if it were today. And the only reason that I surmise that the chances of him getting knocked off from that MVP pedestal are slim to none, as I'm talking about Kevin Durant, is because no matter what LeBron does, I don't see Kevin Durant falling off the map. Now, if Kevin Durant suddenly goes out there and he can't shoot the ball in the ocean, he's relatively inconsistent. Oklahoma City's losing basketball games. He's not himself. Then that would be different. But the Kevin Durant I'm talking about is the dude that customarily shoots better than 50% around 50% from the field. The dude who customarily wins basketball games. The dude who customarily averages 27 or better for a season, who's got a jump shot as pure as anything else. The second coming of George Gervin, elevated and personified. That's the Kevin Durant I'm talking about. That's the Kevin Durant I've been seeing. And unless I see something or someone different from Kevin Durant over the course of the rest of this season, no matter what LeBron James does, he doesn't get to erase what we have seen Kevin Durant do consistently throughout this season. That's why I say what I say. LeBron can come on strong. He can elevate himself in terms of second place consideration, because we all know he's second place because he's usually number one. But the season that Kevin Durant is having, I'm sorry, he's the league MVP. To me, it's nothing to think about unless he falls off the map, which I don't see happening.
Now, timeout. I don't want us to practice any revisionist history here, because if I heard you right, and sometimes I don't always hear you right, but yesterday,
you right about that.
Didn't you all but declare the MVP race is over unless Kevin Durant falls on his face? Isn't that what you said?
Pretty much. And that's what I'm saying right now.
Yeah.
The MVP race is over unless Kevin Durant falls on his face. Yeah.
Okay, good. Saying. I got you on the record. Now, yesterday, I immediately said to you, wait a second, what about that guy down in Miami? I forget his name. You remember when I said that? What's his name? LeBrain or LeBrick? No, it's not LeBrick. It's
Don't be disrespectful.
James. I'm not being disrespectful. I'm being extremely respectful for the first time in a long time about LeBron James, because I said yesterday the MVP race is not over. And last night, Stephen A., when I checked in at our hotel in New Orleans, the young man who checked me in is a huge fan of our show, and he questioned me. He said, wow, Stephen A. said the race is over, and the young man at the desk agreed, and he said, I was surprised you said LeBron still has a shot. And I said, did you see what he did last night at Phoenix when he scored 14 in the fourth quarter and refused to lose that game? Stephen A., without Dwayne Wade for the second straight night on the road, back-to-back on the road, LeBron goes to Golden State and scores 13 in the fourth quarter, including the game-winning three-point shot with 0.1 seconds left. And all of a sudden, I think he's climbed right back into the middle of the MVP race, because we're not even to All-Star break yet. The Heat have 31 games left to play. And I'm going to remind you, Kevin Durant did have an all-time hot, great month, but it was just one great month. LeBron has still had a phenomenal season, shooting career-high percentages from the field and from the three-point line. So what's going to happen, Mr. Smith, when Russell Westbrook comes back? Are you sure that he's going to blend in with Kevin Durant? Will that take some away from Kevin Durant's MVP pace? It sure might.
Skip, you really have to learn to listen to me instead of focusing on getting me on the record as if being on national TV is not enough to be on the record. Why don't you try listening and comprehending what I said? If Russell Westbrook comes back, takes the ball out of Kevin Durant's hands, and he doesn't appear to be any way like the Kevin Durant we've been watching throughout this season, that's sort of falling off. I said, if Kevin Durant continues to be the Kevin Durant we have seen this season, you don't get to be LeBron James and show up for February, March, and April and think that you get to snatch another MVP trophy away. That's what I'm saying. Because if Kevin Durant is consistent, and I have no reason to suspect that he won't, then to me, he's the league MVP.